Hello, my name's Usha Chudasama and I'm going to read you this book called The Huge Bag of Worries by Virginia Ironside, illustrated by Frank Rogers. Look at the huge bag of worries. I always like looking at the front pages and seeing and deciding what the book's going to be about. This is a dedication for Finn and Will Russell Cobb. This is Jenny. And this is Loftus. Jenny had always been happy. She had a lovely mum and dad, a great brother, well, most of the time, and she had a best friend at school. And she loved and she liked her teacher. And then, of course, there was Loftus. And just notice what there's a little teddy. There's pictures on the wall. Who do you think that is? What about that person? Who do you think they are? There's clues in the writing. But recently she had been getting gloomier and gloomier. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything. She worried that she was getting too fat. Do you ever worry like Jenny does? She worried that Loftus had fleas. Oh, look at those. She worried that her best friend was going away. Have you ever felt like that? She worried that she was getting bad marks in school, and she thought she heard someone whispering about her in the playground. Friends can be mean like that sometimes. Do you ever feel like that in the playground? She worried when her mum and dad had an argument. Just look at the anger and the shouting that's going on there. What do you think they're saying to each other? Do you ever worry about your mum or your dad? Do you worry that they fight like this? She even worried about wars and bombs. Sometimes you probably watch the news. That's probably what Jenny was doing. She's worried. Look at where the bomb is likely to hit. Until one day, she woke up to find a huge bag of worries. Look at that. Look where she found it. Right at the bottom of her bed. How does she look? How do you think she feels right now looking at her bag of worries? Thing is, the bag followed her everywhere. At school, to swimming, to the toilet. And it stuck by her even when she was watching TV. Now just look at Jenny's face in all of these again. So this is when it's following her everywhere. Look at her face here. How do you think she's feeling right now? And here? Go back to here just for a minute. And then it's a different expression here. What do you think she's feeling here when she's trying to watch TV? What about Loftus? He's getting confused, isn't he? Now, she tried ignoring it, but it didn't work. Look at the old lady. She tried throwing it away, but it always came back. She tried to lock it out. Look, she's running in the house, trying to lock it out. But guess what happens? The bag is climbing up the drain pipe. And look, there's the old lady there again. But when she got back in the bedroom, there it was, waiting for her. She couldn't get away from it, could she? It was like a horrible shadow she couldn't get rid of. What could she do? What do you think she's feeling here? Do you know what? She went to ask her brother for some help. But he was busy with his computer game, and all he said was, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any worries." After that, she didn't feel like asking anyone else. She knew she'd feel stupid. Now look, that's her brother. She's talking to her brother. And look what's under his bed. And he said he doesn't have any worries. Now, if you notice, the zip is closed in his bag of worries. So he doesn't even know that he has those worries, does he? And how did Jenny know that she will only feel stupid? She's kind of predicting something, and she doesn't really know, does she? Mum would probably say, "You've got no worries that I can see. You're a lucky girl. You've got your health, your friends, your family. What more do you want?" So she decided not to tell her. And look, as she's sitting in her bedroom, she's imagining that. She's imagining that that is what her mum will probably say. And she looks a little bit gloomy there, doesn't she? And look what she's imagining. Look at the expression on Mum's face. Do you think Mum's listening? Do you think Mum's worried? Or do you think Mum's angry there? Look, she's trying to get the cooking done and something is boiling over. She looks very busy. So Jenny is imagining her mum very busy when she wants to try and talk to her. No wonder she thinks that she'll only feel stupid. Dad might not know what to do. But then she thought again, no, Dad had enough worries of his own. She couldn't ask him. Again, she's looking very gloomy, and she's imagining this. Look, he's got his own bag of worries, hasn't he? And all of them are just bills. So Jenny thinks that Daddy's got lots of money worries probably. So she didn't want to talk to him. She didn't want to ask him. So every day things got worse. The bag got bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, what do you think Lofty's thinking there? She couldn't sleep because it was tossing and turning beside her all night. Do you sometimes have sleepless nights like Jenny does here? What kind of things do you think about or dream about or think about at night time when it's bedtime? Which keeps you awake? To make matters worse, the bag dragged around her feet so much when she was walking to school that she was late and the teacher was cross. Jenny couldn't tell her what happened, and anyway, She knew what she would say. You've got too many worries. In future, leave that bag at home. Again, do you think the teacher would have said that, or do you think Jenny was imagining that? Do you remember the picture on Jenny's wall? That's her best friend there, look. Now, when Jenny told her best friend about the bag, she suggested that Jenny lock it up in the cupboard and try not to think about it. That's what I do, she said. Trying to put the bag under the cupboard, but look what happens. But it just didn't work. Even Loftus couldn't help. He tried his best and barked like mad, but the bag stood its ground. Oh, do you recognize that lady? Do you recognize her? Do you think it's that same lady who was watching her when she was trying to throw the bag away? There's Loftus looking over the fence. And now she's crying, and the lady's noticed. Now, one morning, Jenny woke up and got dressed and walked down the road. She had had enough. The tears started rolling down her cheeks, and she sat on the garden wall and put her head in her hands. She thought she'd had to live with the bag forever. And then she heard a voice. And looking up, she saw the kindly face of the old lady who lived next door. Sometimes we don't have kindly ladies who live next door, but we do have people in our lives that could help. Goodness, said the old lady. What on earth is that huge bag of worries? Through her tears, Jenny explained how it had followed her for weeks and got bigger and bigger and just wouldn't go away. Now let's just open it up and see what's inside, said the old lady. So, look what happened. She wasn't scared. And look, poor Jenny, she was still very, very tired from her sleepless nights. When the old lady opened up the bag, but Jenny said she couldn't. If she opened the bag, the worries might jump out. And who knew what would happen then? Nonsense, says the old lady firmly. There's nothing a worry hates more than being seen. If you have any worries, however small, the secret is to let them out slowly, one by one, and show them to someone else, and they'll soon go away. So Jenny opened the bag. Can you see how very, very slowly she did that, one by one? And that's what you can do. Tell somebody, rather than imagine how they might think or how they might feel, just tell somebody about how you feel. The old lady sorted the worries out into groups. What do you think Loftus is thinking there? And how do you think Jenny's feeling now that all the worries are being sorted out? What kind of conversation is happening here? What do you think the old lady is saying to Jenny? What do you think the worries are thinking? Jenny was astonished to see how small they looked how small they looked when they were out in the open. Half the worries disappeared because lots of worries just hate the light of day. As for the rest, the old lady put some in her shopping basket to deal with herself. And some she sent packing because she said they belonged to other people. Sometimes, children worry about things that are not their problem. They worry about things that belong to their mom or their dad or their friend or someone else. And you can just let them go. Some she just blew a kiss to. Some worries just are there because they just need a hug or a cuddle or a kiss. And that's what the old lady did. And look where one of them is hiding. She put it in her pocket because it didn't belong to Jenny. She said, "Oh, I'll deal with that one." And some, she said, were worries that everyone had, even Jenny's family, her friends, and her teacher. So everyone had some worries. As for the bag, interesting. She threw it and it didn't come back. And now, how do you think Jenny feels? All the worries have been sorted and dealt with and let go. And what about Loftus? How do you think he feels? And here we are back in the original picture with Jenny talking to Loftus in her room. And that's the end of the story. And this is a really great book to read when you have a child that's feeling worried about something. I hope you enjoyed that book. Thank you. Bye.